Well, I'm really excited about this conversation as well because we're going to kind of zoom in on one institution that's doing pretty remarkable things, and I'm pretty sure it's a rare, if not unique, model in the country. The University of Shady Grove is basically a network of universities that are all in one place, but students can get degrees from Maryland universities across the state. So tell me about this model and why it took so long to become a reality. It seems like it would be the solution to so many of the access problems we hear about in the country.
Well, we were created in the year 2000, and primarily we exist in Montgomery County, which is a large suburb of DC. It's about 1 million people, an economic center for the state of Maryland. Very, very highly educated population, science and technology based economy with 9 federal labs that exist in the region. In the 1990s, there was a conversation amongst business leaders, employers, and educators, and political leaders, and it recognized that it needed a place locally that students could get baccalaureate and graduate education. And there was a partnership that was developed between the community college and the university system to have 2+2 programs basically at the baccalaureate level. And the university system did this in a very creative way. It went to the universities within the state and it picked the programs that were needed from those universities that met the workforce needs of the region today and projected into the future. So the 90s was the beginning of the conversation. It started in the year 2000 with seven degrees from 5 public universities in the state, and we're now 9 universities and 80 degrees at the baccalaureate and the graduate level, and we're very much tied to the community college system, and we're very much tied to the employer community in the region.
So Faith, I know about this program from a policy perspective, and I know the general gist of the model, but I'm very curious to hear about what it's like to be a student at this institution. So tell us what that's like.
Well, like many of my peers, our pathway actually started off on the community college level. So me, myself, my story started at Montgomery College, which is a local college in Montgomery County. After graduating, I applied to UMBC, and when I got into an institution, got accepted into my program. I wanted to go to college, but UMBC is about 2 hours from where I live, and that's not feasible at all. And my college manager has always been feasible and affordable. USG is about 20 minutes from where I live now, so for me it was just a no-brainer for me to go to USG and take all my classes and finish my program there. I was able to keep my job and stay home, so that was just a no-brainer.
What is your day-to-day like? So you go to school, you go to campus, you go to classes. Just tell us what your day's like.
Typical day, my mom said I live on campus. That's what I do, honestly. I'm there all the time because USG is a full-service campus. All the things you need at your institution is offered at the University of Shady Grove. So there's never a need for me to drive to UMBC Baltimore to get anything. So my typical day, I'm in my final year. I go to my field placement on 2 days a week. I go to classes. I work on campus. So I try to even out my life within the school and the community. USG has the partnership with the community in which most of the programs, the universities, they work with the communities and place students there for internships or extended job programs. So for my program specifically with social work, we have a field placement in Montgomery County. So all students, when they're in their final year, they get placed within a social service agency in the community. And I work with family services right now. So I will go there part-time, do about 16 hours a week, go to classes and work on campus, and that's it, and do family responsibilities, of course.
And all your classes are in person, right? Do you have any virtual classes?
No, all my classes are on campus. My professors are on campus. I have a support staff from the UMBC main campus that are on site at USG. They help me with financial aid. They help me with scholarship application. USG also offers double scholarship opportunities, and that's only reserved for students on that institution. So what we do is that you get a scholarship from your main campus, but you also get a scholarship from USG, and that's only reserved for people who are taking classes at USG. So that's even better incentive for me going there.
Yeah, I think it's important to spell out the model just a little bit more. There are 9 universities offering 80 degrees. The degrees that you get, you have to be admitted into those universities to get into USG. And the degrees that you get when you complete are the degrees from those campuses. You don't get a degree from universities at Shady Grove. What we do is provide the platform, the infrastructure, the connectivity to the school system, to the community college, and to the business community, and a wide array of services that are provided by USG, but to each of our university partners.
So say I wanted to apply to UMBC, would I fill out the exact same application that any other UMBC student would fill out?
I can speak on that. For your university, a degree university is ones that grant your degree. University does not grant degree. Your degree comes from your institution that you apply to. So every applicant that's going to that school has to apply to their university at first. And once you get in, you simply choose USG as your campus of choice. So that's your location where you're taking your classes, where your program is. And speaking on colleges, we talked about cost as a primary issue, as a priority. But a lot of people don't take into account the other physicalities of going to college, and that's feasibility in terms of your location. For many generations, it's always the students who have to accommodate to the colleges by moving, losing your job, moving your family to where that college is located. So what USG is doing is very unique in the sense that we're bringing the colleges to the students. So for me, my college is being 2 hours away. That's not a feasible option because I have to quit my job, relocate, or I'm driving 2 hours just to go back and forth to take classes. USG is unique in the sense that we are actually actively accommodating student needs at their location. We meet them where they are. And we go there with guidance throughout their program, throughout their time at USG. There's always a staff on hand to support them. So we're really student-focused on the campus. It's always about what the student needs and how we can accommodate to that.
What is the student experience like the social experience? Because one could argue that there are certain qualities of going to college, living on campus, having that college experience that you picture. Do you think any of those things are lacking?
I don't miss out on anything. We offer that at USG. So USG, we always say, it's a full-service campus. Everything you get at universities is at that location. And that includes student life as well. Even in my time at school, I have started 3 different clubs there because I wanted that to be there. So we have an active social life. And the unique part of that is that you're communicating with people from 9 other universities. And generally, you don't get the opportunity to say, I'm a UMBC student, I'm having lunch with someone from College Park or someone from UMES, which is about 4 hours away from that location. So that's a unique aspect of that. People are building connections, they're networking, they're socializing people that they might not have generally come in contact with on a daily basis or in their lifetime as well. So that's one thing that's our social life focuses on creating student-centered approaches. We have Office of Student Services that helps them with clubs, getting them into different organizations. In my own personal organization, I created the Christ Center Life. We offer a Christian fellowship on campus. So students are meeting that needs for people who want to worship with Christians. There's an MSA for Muslim Student Association. And the Social Work Students Association also have community services that we do. We go out in the community, we help out with different events. Right now, when the flood happened in Virginia, we had a group of team that went there to help and support that. So our student life is very active, and we do so much for the community because that's the sense of the campus is that we're community focused and we're also student focused as well.
I would just say Faith is very active and very engaged, and there is a full service of student activities that students can engage in. But we have part-time students, we have full-time students, we have daytime students, we have evening students, we have weekend students. We try to meet the student need as best as we can and schedule the academic work that they need around their lives so that we can support them to be able to get through. The object for us is degree completion. The object is to make sure that students get the degrees that they want and need to be able to enter the workforce or to advance in the workforce. And we do everything we possibly can to make sure that they are in school, they stay in school. Even if they're part-time students, we make sure that we provide them with enough support so they're not having to leave because of work or other obligations, family obligations. They choose how much they want to interact with us in many cases because of the full array of services and the networking and the opportunities that we have to provide them with access to companies. They're very, very engaged and very close to us.
What are the student demographics of this school? How many are Pell Grant recipients? What is the racial breakdown, average age?
Yeah, so our average age is about 28 to 29 for the undergraduate students, and we have about 2,700 undergraduate students. Half of those students are going full-time, and the other half are going part-time. About 50% of the students that come to Shady Grove are first in their families to go to school. And we know that if we weren't available to them locally, many of them would not have the opportunity to go into and get a college degree. We're very reflective demographically of the demographics of Montgomery County. 75% of our students are coming to us from Montgomery College. About 38% of our students are Caucasian. The rest of the students cover the ethnic and racial background. We have about 17% Hispanic, 20% African American, another 20+% Asian and Middle Eastern. So it's extremely diverse. It's been a diverse campus.
Tell me a little bit about the partnership that you have with employers in the community, because that's really a key element, I think, that makes the school so special.
Yeah, it's a critical element, and we talk about the pathway, and we're very focused on supporting the pathway. And that pathway with us starts with our partnership in the school system, and then it works through our community college partners. So we start working with students in the school system together with our community college partners, and then we move them through the pathway to the community college. We have access to those students while they're in the community college, so they get opportunities to come to our campus, to meet with academic advisors, to take some of the services, maybe even courses if they're able, and then we move them to USG. The USG part is very focused on the workplace. What do these students need to be able to be successful and competitive for jobs in the workplace? That's where the Board of Advisors fits in, because the Board of Advisors is primarily made up of representatives from the business community, the employer community, but it also represents the superintendent of schools has a seat on it, the community college president has a seat, their political representation on it. It's all the different constituencies that are concerned about economic growth, development, and workforce. So our Board of Advisors link us to the industries that are in the region. Those industries open up their doors for internships, apprenticeships, scholarships, and in the end, jobs. And so we're very focused on working closely with them to understand what is in the curriculum that we need to have so that these students are academically prepared, but more importantly, experientially and work ready. So we put a lot of emphasis on internships and opportunity to do project-based learning, to get exposure to the industries. The industries want exposure to them. They want opportunities to train them. So there's a very, very tight partnership across the educational system, linking that to the employer system in the region.
And even though the diploma doesn't say that it's USG, they don't treat it any different. It's still the exact same diploma.
No,
to
because
them.
these employers are looking for talent. They're looking for people who are living locally and want to work locally. And frankly, because we're a very, very diverse campus, they're looking for people who look like the people that they're going to serve. Who will make up their community in the future. So they're very tied to us, and they're very, very focused on making sure that we can give the best education that we can to the students that are coming to us.
So Faith, what are your plans after graduation? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Before I speak on that, I wanted to add on to what Dr. Edelstein is saying about the connecting jobs to the community. All our programs are relevant to the jobs in that community in Montgomery County, and majority of the students are actually working in the county at that time while they were taking classes also. So when they graduate, they're also staying with their jobs, and they're using their degree to advance their placement, whatever their workforce is, to get in a better position. And the children who are coming in for their final junior and senior year are also looking for jobs within the county. So we do a lot of placements, as Dr. Edson was saying. Me personally, for our location, in UMBC, your social services is relevant to that location. For USG, we match your location of the students in that region. So people who choose to stay in the county are supporting the jobs when they graduate within that county as well. And I think that's a unique access for me personally. When I graduate, if I wanted to stay within that county, I know that whatever I'm placed in, I can keep that placement till after graduation and continuing on.
Let me just say that I think the relationship between the work readiness and the job skills and the academics very closely tied. Students who get a chance to operate, to work in a workplace, gets a better understanding of what the academics are that they need, and they're much better prepared when they enter the workforce to understand what their expectations are when they enter. Our graduation rate is about 75%. For students who start as juniors and 4 years later will graduate. That is the highest graduation rate for transfer students in the university system. And just as a comparison, there are about 66% of the students in the 130,000 students who attend University System of Maryland across all the campuses. The graduation rate for transfer students across the system is about 53%. So we're significantly higher at USG, and I think it's because of the relationship that we have with the employer community. It's because of the tight partnership that we have with our community college and our school system, and it's because the students are very focused when they come on what they want and what they need, and we're providing that to them. We're very focused on where they are and what we need to do to make sure that they're successful.
I guess the next step is just scaling it up. We talked in the last panel about scaling up some of these innovative models, and hopefully
We're going to be building a new facility. We're in the process of building a biomedical sciences engineering education facility so we can increase our STEM activities, STEM with an M at the end, two M's, because we're bringing medical programs as well. So we are going to be expanding. We're doing one other thing that I think is really significant. We have a program that we started 3 years ago called ACES, Achieving Collegiate Excellence and Success. It's a program that starts with juniors in the high school. They meet a certain demographic. They're first in their families. They're at risk in terms of their ability to go to higher education or complete higher education. We started with 10 of the 25 high schools in Montgomery Public Schools. They get a coach. The students in the high schools get a coach. That coach works with them on their academics, on their college preparation. When they leave the school system and go to the community college through the pathway, there's a coach which is attached to them, so they are followed. We are working with them as they're working through that process as well. And then when they come to USG, they have a coach. So we are focusing on students who we know have significant challenges and may not have even thought that they would be able to go to college, and they have been selected because we believe they have potential, because they have some spark of interest that we can excite, that we can stimulate. And that program is very successful. There are 2,000 students now in that program across 10 high schools. We just recently increased to an additional 3 high schools. And we started 3 years ago, so we got the first class of ACES students that have gone through the school system, the community college, and that are coming to USG. Really, really proud of these folks.
doing lots of things. Well, I'll open it up to the audience now. Do we have questions?
Hi, yes, good morning. I'm Mariana Savoca with the Business Higher Education Forum and also with the State University of New York at Stony Brook. I love this model. I think it's incredibly innovative, and it draws from resources from universities and employers in your region. And here's my question. To what extent do USG students have access to the employer relationships and the alumni connections from among the 9 partner institutions that you draw from?
As a student, I always see this to incoming students as well. You're always connected to your main institution, regardless of what location you're taking classes in. You're still a member, you're still a student at that university. That's where your degree is coming from. So you are eligible for the benefits of the university, no matter where you are. So for going forward, alumni, you're still alumni at the student, so you're still entitled to whatever alumni benefits, whatever their school offers. You're still entitled to the opportunity as well.
We have a career and internship office at Shady Grove that's tied primarily to the local community businesses, but we link to all of the career services of our partner campuses. And it's a very close relationship. Many of those campuses want access to the businesses that are in Montgomery County. So we work very, very closely together, and there's a large alumni network for each of those institutions, and many of those campuses actually hold alumni events at Shady Grove for the alumni that don't go to Shady Grove necessarily, but are alumni of those institutions, and they're working and living in the region. So there's a very, very close contact. And the networking is extremely important, both in terms of bringing those students who have graduated back, because they serve as mentors to the students who are actually in the programs now, and also access to opportunities for jobs and internships.
Thank you so much. It's great to have you. Back to Margaret. Thanks.